Do we need an 80-mile-per-hour electric unicycle? My first EUC had max speed just under 12 miles per hour back in 2015. Less than a month after learning my fast wheel, I already started getting the beeps. That wheel was sold 3 months later. Back then, they were being compared to hoverboards since they were that slow. Through the years since 2015, EUCs have gotten a bigger motor, bigger battery, powerful, faster, and more range. Now, Inmotion has come up with a V13 Challenger, equipped with a powerful 4,500 watt motor and cutoff speed of 87.5 miles per hour. This is the most powerful and fastest wheel ever. Say what? Do we really need an 80 plus mile per hour EUC? Well, the answer is a big yes, with some caveats. For the yes column, faster wheels will result in less cutouts at speed, hence they would be safer to ride. However, just like Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. With this beast of a wheel, would we really want to be able to ride on the highway and ride with 3 and 5 ton vehicles? Remember, car drivers are used to seeing other cars on the road. Motorcyclists have their loud engine at least to alert nearby cars. The EUC is dead silent. Well, one could argue that they could just use their Bluetooth speaker to emulate a loud motorcycle engine. Okay, that's one problem solved, right? Well, how about being a tiny blip on the highway compared to even a rider on a motorcycle? We could always use bright, shining lights to offset that, right? So if you're going to ride on the highway, you would want to be as big as possible. So standing riding would be the best position at 60 to 70 miles per hour, right? Well, what about air resistance and drag? I am pretty sure trying to stay upright on an EUC going at 70 miles per hour would be an amazing challenge. There will be some upward lift involved, so good luck trying to stay on the road when you round a corner on your wheel. Yikes! Well then, you could do seated riding to cut down on drag, but then you would be reduced to half a blip. Speaking of aerodynamics, let's talk about drag. What is drag? Drag is basically velocity squared times the drag coefficient times the frontal surface area. Drag coefficient in a brick is 1. The most aerodynamic would be a teardrop with a drag coefficient of 0.05. Drag can be affected by shape, surface roughness, and speed. So when we are riding at 20-30 miles per hour, there isn't as much drag, so we don't really feel it. However, I do feel its effect on my selfie stick when I try to turn my wheel to the side, even at 20 miles per hour, enough to make me lose my balance. When using my selfie stick, I make that off angle very brief. In changing from front to rear view, please make it quick. Imagine doing a selfie stick control at 50 to 70 miles per hour. Forget about it. To make it short, the higher the velocity, the more drag is exerted. In doubling our speed from 35 miles per hour to 70 miles per hour, drag would quadruple and the motor would have to increase its work to keep going forward. Try staying on that one-wheel ride while that wind resistance is trying to kick you out. Therefore, drag would be a major determining factor in reducing our safety. At speeds of 70 miles per hour, it would be best to do seated riding to decrease our frontal mass and hence decrease drag. Imagine also the aerodynamics when an 18-wheeler with greater frontal surface area passes you by. that wind current that vehicle with large frontal area would produce will be more than enough to force you off the road while riding your wheel. Oh boy, good luck with that. Now, for the really practical part of having a super fast and powerful EUC, the chance of a cutout would be severely reduced. Not that I intend to go 70 to 80 miles per hour, but I will have that reassurance when riding at 30, 40, or even 50 miles per hour. The fastest I have ever ridden is 35 miles per hour, and I am more than satisfied with that. With my usual cruising speed of 25 to 30 miles per hour, riding my EUC will certainly feel much safer now. So just because an EUC can go 70 to 80 miles per hour doesn't really mean that I intend to ride the highways and ride with the big boys. That is just insane. There is also the issue of legislation and regulation by the government when they learn that these wonder wheels are capable of that speed. I would rather just stay under the radar and cruise and enjoy, but now with the added safety of extra buffer speed. So what's your take? That's what the comment section is for. Thanks for watching, and until next time.